Good morning. So this is Hearts of Wulin, which is a PbtA hack, which attempts to model Wushu Wulin dramas, mostly TV dramas, but also the tone and approach of things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And we are in book 2 of a trilogy. We've done a book each month. We have one last month, this one this month, and then another one in December. They're kind of self-contained, but characters can carry over between them. This is the 3rd session of this book and the 6th session of the whole thing. And last time, lots of stuff happened, but we'll get to that in a moment. If you're watching this and wondering what this is a actual play recording. We play this online through Gauntlet Hangouts. We're using an online die roller and Google spreadsheet for the character handling. This is all part of the Gauntlet Hangouts, which is an online gaming community, which you can find out more about at gauntlet-rpg.com. If you dig this, if you dig actual play videos, you can check out my channel and subscribe, because we've got a lot of videos there, a lot of games. This week has been kind of crazy packed because next week is Thanksgiving. So what we're going to do is start out by talking with the characters, seeing where they're at, and kind of repositioning ourselves. So it'll be the first little bit that we do on that. As a reminder, the X card is on the table. If we hit material that you have problems with, find objectionable, or even find off tone, just want to remind everybody that that is the safety tool here. And there's been a lot of talk this week, interestingly, about that and how that resolves. So I'm always glad to see people talking about safety tools in RPGs. So let's take a look at the character sheets, and let's work through and see what kind of entanglements or changes people want to make, or what moves have been bought, or anything like that. I'm actually going to work right to left across the spreadsheet today. So I want to start with you, Night Sky Ming, with the Purity Sword sect. Tell us what do you need to make any changes to your entanglements?
I actually retained my entanglement to Dawning Rose. So I discovered that my friend Dawning Rose has hidden their true power from me, and Lynn has hidden their true power from me, but told Rivaling Torrent, another friend. So that was the entanglement that I had with her. So essentially, Rivaling Torrent is another guard, but he works for Lynn's family. We're friends just because as guards, our families know each other. And then Dawning Rose, Jin, or Lynn, was the wealthy, beloved daughter of the family, but we were awesome fun to play with when she could creep away and get away with it unseen. So we have sort of grown up with her. So that's how I look at it. And I have seen that she has actual real wushu powers, but she hasn't told me, and I'm not certain how to approach her about that because she's very high status and she's going to get herself in trouble. And I wish no harm to her. And my other entanglement is that a prophecy has kept my beloved Sedate Rao and I apart. So I don't even know if he knows that this is a terrible thing. And Magistrate Bao makes sure that keeps us apart. So.
And so which of those do you want to highlight for today?
Ooh, I don't know. It's super fun because Dawning Rose Jin is back, so maybe that one.
Okay.
All right.
Where did you get a new move last time, or you're at 6 out of 8, so you're getting up there.
It's painful.
It is. But eventually you'll get a new move. Let's come to Jade Saber Lan, our semi-clanless outlaw, and an Orthodox prodigy. Tell me about where your entanglements are, where you want them to be.
So I'm still pretty happy with the 2 entanglements I have at the moment. I think there's more to dig into them. I think I proved last time that there is no good plan that I won't drop if someone mentions the name Tian.
That's true.
So I think I'm gonna switch back to highlighting that one this time, and maybe explore some of why Tian suddenly went all cold to me and gets all weird anytime someone mentions the Stormcloud Assassin. I also picked up a new move. It was one I was considering last time and didn't take, and then went ahead with basically using it anyways. So I'm taking that as my learning experience, and I picked up All Men Are Brothers, where I can appear as another faction to those who don't know the truth, and they'll accept it until proven otherwise.
Excellent, excellent. That looks good. And I see that you have 3 chi marked.
Do I? Oh wow! Look at all those checkboxes.
Yes,
that does seem like a lot.
Including your style element.
I know. I'm excited about that one. I mean,
yes.
Things are getting desperate.
Yeah, and in fact, we'll get to maybe see your Fearless Fighters move come into play. And then Dawning Rose Jin. Let's take a look at your entanglements and tell me if you're happy with those or you want to make any changes to them.
Yeah, I like what I've got now since I haven't really had the chance to get into either. There is mutual unrequited love between rivaling Torrent and I because of my duty to my family. We had a very brief scene together last time, but I've kind of like been stuck in the house for a while, taking care of preparations, which don't know how that went yet. And I swore to Night Sky Ming that I would protect Tian, but they would be offended if they knew. I think I'd like to highlight that one just so I can hopefully get in contact with the other characters.
Absolutely. And I think I have some ideas on how to bring us in on that. Excellent. And you're at 3 out of 8. And then Tian, let's come to you. It looks like you're 7 out of 8. So close to a new move.
So close. I just need to get those fails in today.
Except that you don't get XPs on the fail.
Oh.
You get XPs for showing mercy. You get XP for giving in to other players' demands. You know, you get XP for leaving your friends behind. I think that's how you got your 7th XP last time.
That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
So tell me about your entanglements and what you think.
Yeah, I rejected Sarah Lawn, but Nine Blossoms, who I desire, loves them. And then my clan senior, Iron Face Lou, suspects that my friend Night Sky Ming works against our faction.
And while you had some doubts about Nine Blossoms last time,
I sure did.
You put them all to rest.
Yes. No concerns anymore. Nine Blossom, great person.
Yes. So are you cool with both of those still?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, if at some point during the session you're like, oh, I think I'd rather change, this one, we can do that. Okay. Which of those do you want to highlight for today?
I want to highlight Iron Face Lou and Night Sky Ming. I just want to see more of that.
Okay. And we do have a picture of Iron Face in the thing there. So that sounds good. So let me see if I can summarize last session. And I'll ask then if I've missed anything vital at the end of this. In general, there was further investigation about who these messengers were. There was a realization that one of the messengers that had been rescued had been let to just walk off. But there was some discussion about that, what these things meant, so on. They checked and were able to figure out that these messengers all had a kind of a red scarf on them that seemed to be a marker. They were able to investigate, and Night Sky Ming was able to put together that the sort of half piece that Dawning Rose had found had been given by the dying person, that there's another half to it, and that looks like it's some kind of decoder, like a code thing that can be used to decode a message. So there is a question. Oh yeah, yellow scarf. Sorry. There's a question about where the message is, where the other half of this decoder is, and they found that there were a couple of other attacks on these messengers. Their friend Zeng arrived to perform in the tournament, and he was also kind of out of sorts because he had been sort of had some problems with his own clan. But the group decided that the best way to do things would be to get together and to wait and watch one of the gates and watch for a potential ambush. Watch for one of these messengers, which they did. And when this messenger came into town after dark, the group went up to them, and then they were attacked by the 5 tigers of White Mountain, a group of formidable Wulin fighters. One of them turned out to be a plant who actually took off and disrupted things. But then they were facing four Wulin fighters of tremendous skill who together were above their scale, but they managed to disrupt them. And now these 4 heroes could take on these 4 Wulin warriors. So at that point, Tian took off with the messenger, leaving the 3 Wulin warriors to face these 4 Wulin warriors. And at that point, Night Sky Ming said, I will hold 2 of these warriors in place so that you 2 can take the other ones on one-on-one. So Night Sky Ming took on these 2 warriors and battled and was knocked back. And that didn't sit well with Zeng, so he went after the 2 warriors, and then he got beaten up. And so at that point, we turned to Jade Saberlan because 2 of the warriors had gone off and were chasing after Tian. So he decided to break some houses with his skills and trap them. And at that point, the 2 injured characters and Jade Saberlan realized that there were these 4 warriors who were probably going to defeat them. And Zeng and Night Sky Ming took off reluctantly, and Jade Saberlan remained. And Jade Saberlan was essentially beaten into unconsciousness and was captured. And there we go. That is sort of what happened. What details did I miss in there? Was there anything about any NPCs that you interacted with that raised suspicions? I can't remember if there were.
Nope, everything checked out. We're all good.
Yeah.
I mean, Nine Blossom seems like a basically good and trustworthy person. She's just being misled by her heart and my beautiful face. And I mean, I can't blame her for that. It may be clouding her judgment, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, so Nine Blossoms is a character that wasn't in the first session, but had been on before. She is one of the seniors in the Liquid Metal Delegates. She clearly has strong, unselfish feelings for Jade Saberlan, and she's not trying to use him or villainous at all.
Also not true.
And Tian, who has strong feelings for Nine Blossoms, for a moment had some doubts, but he went to talk to her, and she completely convinced him that she was on the up and up.
So not true.
Yes. And so those are the big details that were on the table. Anything else I missed?
Magistrate Bao bumbling around the investigation everywhere has been pretty fun.
Yes, there was some more comedic relief as Magistrate Bao repeatedly appeared to interrupt people's plans.
I think we've made it a theme to helpfully leave dead bodies laying around for him.
Yes. Well, and Magistrate Bao believes that Tian is a good person who just happens to be on site when all these crimes happen. On the other hand,
yeah,
Night
there's
Sky
that.
Ming always shows up when crimes have happened, and so he's deeply suspicious of her.
But Tian is being framed by that horrible like dog-masked villain.
Yes,
This three-armed or this three-limbed bandit that.
but nobody's
The
put that
three-legged
together
dog.
really. There's been no suspicions. Although you did see that bandit was following Tian and then vanished, and it's very weird. I'm having a hard time with that one. So I want to maybe start with Dawning Rose here, and Dawning Rose, I believe at the end of the last session, you were essentially grounded, and your father was making you handle a lot of these in-house activities and overseeing things to kind of keep you out of the loop and away from the tournament. And you were dutiful and did that. And we probably take up sort of late in that evening after a whirlwind day of all of these little overseeing the maids and decorating the houses and greeting guests and all of that, even as in the distance you hear the cheers of the crowd for the tournament, carrying on.
Yeah, I definitely just like look over when I hear and just pause and go back to my work.
And it is late in the evening when you kind of finally catch your breath, and you will hear that sort of pebble thrown sound that your friends sometimes do when they've kind of trying to catch your attention, hitting against your windowsill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, are the festivities over? Can I tell? Or...
They are quieted down. At this point in the household, the tournament is done for the day, and at this point in the household, it's just the young bravos drinking, and the older elders sitting together and telling tales here.
Okay, so like I'm done. Okay.
And if you look out, you'll see Rivaling Torrent is there.
What is it?
You weren't at the tournament.
No, my father gave me more work than I had expected.
It's too bad. It was really good.
Come tell me all about it.
Okay. And he'll carefully Lightfoot up. And then there is that bit when he kind of hesitates about coming into your room, and he probably hangs on the windowsill outside just for propriety's sake. And he'll say, yeah, and he'll tell you about, the first round stuff and how Zhang arrived and they had like lots and lots of open comers, including this person who had a cow with them, and they had these fights, and it wasn't the best day because there was a lot of clearing out of the chaff, but it was fun to see some of these fighters demonstrate their style, and he was very excited about that. And he'll say, and then I was out patrolling, and I heard that there was a big fight, and I heard rumor that Tian, and he makes a face. He doesn't care for Tian. Tian left his clan. Tian's kind of a vagabond. That Tian got in some big fight. And I've been trying to find Night Sky Ming because I think she got mixed up in it.
First of all, was my brother satisfied with his birthday party?
Well, it continues on tomorrow. He seemed good. You know, everybody's cheering for him, which he likes.
And I mean, that worries me somewhat.
Yeah, yeah. Because she can get into trouble really fast. She's always had a habit of that.
And it's more that she is associated with my family, and if she gets into trouble, do you know where she was last?
I heard there was a big fight over by the one of the city gates. I think the Lion's Gate.
Give me 20 minutes.
You're not thinking of going out, are you?
No one will be looking for me now that everything's finished with.
I don't know if that's
I've been
a great
inside all day.
idea. He's like, you know, your brothers, your fathers, and you got in trouble, and I got in trouble the other day. I don't know if that's a great idea.
Well, you can come with me, or you can go alone.
Oh, fine. And he'll Lightfoot off the windowsill over onto the wall and kind of drop down outside to your usual waiting place there.
Yeah, and it'll take me a really long time to get undressed.
And what is, when we see you kind of do this change into your male outfit, what does that look like? What is the male outfit that you change into? How do you cover yourself?
Well, the Ox Pilgrim Escort Bureau has a kind of unofficial, everyone wears the same color shirt kind of uniform deal. So I think I'd just change into that, like put my hair up. I don't know, maybe there's a hat or something.
Okay, yeah, that's very classic. Do you do any makeup to hide it, like a 5 o'clock shadow or a mustache or anything like that, or is it just purely the tightening the bodice, the uniform, and the hat?
It's just the hat.
Okay, all right. Yeah, all of this is very classic. There's a lot of gender swapping costuming in these dramas, and there's a simple hat will do it, and people will just assume that you're a man because you don't have long hair. Yeah, so you can get yourself changed, and you can head out the window. Problem, Torrent is he's clearly, like, now he goes into that full sort of guard person mode, you know, and kind of gets tense. Are you sure we should do this?
I don't think he's ever like seen me do anything before, but
has he seen you change into this outfit? I mean, he knows your skill, but has he seen you actually disguise yourself as a man before?
I think he probably has like seen me coming and going, but never like in action. Yes, I think I kind of like mirror his demeanor, not the nervousness, but like the readiness.
Okay.
And just like give him a quick nod.
Okay. I know some places where Nice Guy Ming might go if there was a problem.
Lead the way then.
Okay. Night Sky Ming, where would you go if there was a problem? You're muted.
Consistency is my one virtue. Okay, so essentially, if I were wounded, and I think that I am, I would probably cut to my preferred, not the family's healer, the one that I do when I go and get myself into trouble. I think we've been there 8 or 9 times already in this series.
Yes, I think so.
Well,
let me ask you and Tiana a question. would you have gathered Tian to you, or do you think that you two have headed off in separate directions?
My guess is that I would have looked for them. And so it would be entirely up to Tian if I found him or not.
What do you think, Tian?
Yeah, I think it would be easy to find because I think I would have just taken, like, immediately after walking off with the farmer, I think I would have just taken him to my favorite bar.
Yeah, so she roused you from your drinking hole to go with her to the doctor.
Well, the farmer's there, right? So we have to get from him who he was supposed to drop the token off to, so that he doesn't have to go any further.
And the farmer goes, I wasn't given a token.
Oh.
There was a person at the inn just outside the city who paid me coin to come into town and wear this yellow scarf. He said it was like some sort of message that was being carried.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
Are we being fooled, Ning?
We are.
I'm sorry. I don't know what this is about. All I know is that there was all kinds of Jianghu shenanigans when I arrived here with all of you and so on, and then buildings coming down, and I'd never been to the city. Is this the usual thing?
Happens every day.
But not.
Well, then I need to get back home then. This is not good.
But I will take that yellow kerchief off of him.
Oh, here it is. Yes.
I'll say, okay.
And we will cut to you two at the physician's. The doctor has been woken up. He comes out. Ugh. Lady Ming.
Sir, thank you.
Come and sit. What have you done to yourself this time?
I tried to hold off a few people who were perhaps a little bit more skilled when they were working together than I was by myself.
And he has you sit down, and he will, check your chi flows, and he will take out his needles and he will do some acupuncture, and he will clear your metal chi.
Okay. Thank you.
And he will look to you. How's the stump? Does it still ache when it rains?
No, it's calmed down. I'm used to it now.
You've also taken a beating, I can see, young man.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Fine, then I won't treat you. He starts to pick up his needles.
No, wait.
Oh, now you need some
bit,
help. All right. Come and sit.
Everyone could use a little, re-energizing.
Absolutely. And he does it in a way that it's maybe a little more painful in points there, just to emphasize his skill. And you may clear one of your chi.
I'm gonna clear that fighting style chi.
And you two are there and kind of catching your breaths, and Zhang has headed off because he had to get back to the tournament, and he's also upset that he had to retreat, so he's gone to kind of go off and he was kind of blaming Tian, so that's probably also part of it. And you will see the door slide open, and you will see rivaling Torrent, accompanied by a young guard of the Ox Pilgrim Escort Bureau that you don't recognize. And he comes in and says, nice guy Ming.
Oh.
Good, you were here.
Reveling Torrent, is everything okay?
Yes. He looks sort of oddly over at the young guard. Everything is fine.
And I look at the guard too. Do I recognize her? I think
Nope.
not. How could I?
No. This is my fellow guard person. And you see his mouth open and he doesn't know what to call you.
Lynn.
Lynn. Yes, that's right. My fellow guard person, Lynn, who accompanied me. Yes.
I heard there was some trouble earlier.
Yes, there are 5 tigers of Snowy Mountain attacked us. And how shall we say? The fight did not go as planned. Yes. But
Do
fine.
I recognize that name?
Oh, that's a good question.
They are villains.
They are villains.
Well then.
Why don't you make a study roll?
Okay. Remind me.
So what you'll do with that is you'll pick one of your chi to roll with, and you'll just roll with that, and essentially whatever you think fits for analyzing this. And I would say that since you've had a day off, you can also clear your metal chi, so you can uncheck that box.
Oh, okay.
And the roller is in the middle of the basic moves tab, the link for that.
Thank you. I think water sounds like it might fit best. Awareness, which is what I am terrible at. So
it is.
I'm sure that's going to go well. That is a 4.
That is a 4.
1, 3.
So it's one of the things you regret is that you haven't been able to kind of learn about all of these wondrous villains and stuff of the Wulin world. It's not something that you know. What is it? What is the gesture, the manner, the thing that you do when you're kind of standing there that raises some suspicion in Night Sky Ming?
I think I go to move my hair out of my, except it's already on my face.
Yeah. Night Sky Ming, there's that gesture, and you're like, that person's suspicious. There's something going on there with them. And Rivaling Torrent, he's a good guy, but he's a little naive, so maybe this person is fooling him. You're muted, by the way, Sherry.
I say, oh. And I sort of look at Rivaling Torrent and I say, so newly assigned to assist you?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, that's right.
So how long have you known each other?
Only a few days.
Weeks, months.
Months.
Of course.
It's weeks. I've been training with him for weeks, but we've known each other for months.
That's right.
But you've only been his assistant for a few days.
I misspoke. Weeks. It feels like days.
Yes. The days pass like weeks? Wait. I mean, the other way. Tian, how are you? It looks like you got the worst end of something.
This is an old injury, Rivaling Torrent. I really wish people would stop making jokes of it.
No. I mean, you're all bruised. Now he's like deeply, deeply embarrassed.
Well, this is nothing. It's every day. Normal business. Normal stops to the doctor's office. I have a question for my Legend of the Fox. I can, at a glance, pick out the wealthiest, most influential person in Rome.
Mhm.
So I wonder, like, what gives Donning Rose away to me through the discussion.
What tells you that you may not know exactly who he is, but you will know that they come from wealth. So,
Oh, I see. Okay.
does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, it does. I just like this idea. You're like a very good, like, well-dressed guard.
Yeah, clean clothes, that kind of thing. And you're like, oh, maybe this is a scion of the Ox Pilgrim who's training secretly and might have some money.
Or like, yeah, because our uniform isn't like we don't get issued clothes. We have to like bring around. So maybe my clothing is like really good quality.
Perfectly sewn, beautiful and even.
Guardsman Lynn, I didn't know the Ox Pilgrims were dressing their guards so finely.
They don't dress us. We have the good fortune to have a wealthy patron.
Oh, and you come out into the streets and do your patrols in these silks and these fine hymns.
I am very good. Better than you, I see.
Well, enough about that, says Rivaling Torrent. It's good that you two survived and no one else was hurt.
Actually, Jade Saber Lawn, I think the tigers took him away.
And that's our cut. And Jade Saberlawn, there's been unconsciousness in and out of consciousness. That thing, it's people talking, voices around you, conversations. Instructed not to hurt him. Was the only scion, only person who knows about the style. He will be a useful tool. That kind of thing that you don't kind of fully pick up.
I don't really like the cabbage soup.
You'll come to, and there's that thing where we see the camera like has you looking at the room, and you're like, why is it upside down? And you will look and you'll realize that you have been wrapped up in ropes and you've been dangled from the ceiling. And you're over this like a vat of some kind of pitch or tar. And you are hanging there and you kind of come to. And you think you're in some kind of warehouse, maybe something for treating wood and preserving it, and you are dangling a good 5 feet over this very unpleasant smelling vat of tar.
Well, that's all new.
What do you want to do?
I mean, stealthily trying to pretend like I'm still knocked out. That's not an option. No, like thrashing, looking around, trying to find where my assailants are, who I've got to like break out of these ropes and start kicking.
Well, it seems to be just you in this room. There are doors out to other places. You will see your saber is over on the table, well across the room, well out of reach, even if you swung. They seem to have put that over there. But you don't see any of your captors in this room with you.
Well, I really don't like being here. Um, I think there's probably like a lot of twisting and contorting and like frantically struggling against the ropes, which I don't imagine does much of anything.
Well, I don't know. Because you've got the ability to break anything that can be broken.
And I was gonna say, I think like in his sort of swings and turning around and twisting and all of that, his vision keeps coming back on the saber like across the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he tries to like calm down and just envision having the sword, like focusing his chi like he would if he had it. And let's see, what do I have left for this?
Let's see here.
Oh dear. Well, I tried speed and passion and that didn't work, so this is obviously patience.
Yes. So let's have you roll with patience, and then we'll see what happens as a result of that. And then maybe we'll see if you want to do a study move to actually examine your situation. So let's have you roll.
Wait, study what now?
No.
Ooh, that's a 9 minus 1 is 8.
That is an 8. So you can break this and fall into the tar, or if you want, you can mark chi and not fall into the tar.
Well, I definitely want the higher level result. So okay. I think there's like
tell me what this looks like. What do we see on screen?
Yeah. So I go still, and you can see my like hands at my side, like I'm slowly moving them sort of to the center until they're together, like right over my waist, and then there's just a jerk, and it's like I have a razor in my hand. It's just like slicing right through the ropes. And as I go falling, it is that moment of like, oh wait, didn't think about this, and so there's a little bit of slightly awkward flailing as I manage to flip and just hit the side of the cauldron with my hands as I'm coming down and knock it over with like a resounding boom, and land in the middle of I imagine some like dust coming up from the ground.
Now I'm going to say that you do hit it, but I don't think I'm going to have the additional cost that you make too much noise. I think the paying the chi means that you can land and maybe kind of tip it like it was going to go over, and then kind of leap off. And maybe there's a little disturbance in here, but not enough to draw everyone's attention.
Cool.
So, do you want to grab your saber and just get out of here? Or do you want to check your surroundings?
Well, I really only have fire left.
That's
so no.
Right.
I don't think I have the presence of mind at the moment to take that stop and look around. Like, I've obviously escaped their nefarious trap. There is the Jade Saber. Once I have it in my hand, I can just bust right through whatever's in front of me, and I can get out of here.
Okay. In that case, sir, I think you're making an overcome roll.
What? Overcome? It's just a simple room.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
So yeah, whatever's coming up, this is like Lightfoot speedy cat-like dodging attempts. And we have 7, 8, 9.
That is a 9. So I think there is that bit where you smash out through the door and smash out into this room where we see a group of mooks and we see several of those tigers. And
Tigers.
You don't stop running, right?
Oh no, just like off their knees, shoulders, backs, anything to get through.
Over, back. but I think that you can bust out of here before they can like think to grab you. But there are blades, knives, arrows in the air, and you are either going to have to mark your last chi or wounded, but you will escape.
I mean, it's reckless and dangerous. It's definitely the wounded.
Okay.
Oh, these robes! They were so nice.
What is where do you get hit? What is it? Is it one of these four tigers that actually managed to land some kind of blow on you?
Yeah. I think, have we determined weapons or style for any of them particularly?
They've all been barehanded, and they have like hand extending things, either like metal fists or claws or things like that.
Cool. Claws is exactly what I was thinking of, and I think one of them like rakes down my right arm, my sword arm, and there's just these like 3 completely straight bloody gashes going down my arm.
Absolutely. It's a steel tiger, like does this. He has the little claws and he extends them so they come out so they look like Vega from Street Fighter, and does that pull across you. But even as you do that, you go out the window and you fall down into the river. And kind of they everybody's at the window looking for you, but they can't see you.
Oh yeah, I do the I don't come back up thing.
You swim through remarkably clear water. The camera can actually see through it. It's very odd.
What a solid base this river has. So even and flat.
And eventually we see you kind of pulling yourself up out of the water, soaking wet, blood running down you. But you have made your escape from the tigers, though you didn't learn anything about their nefarious plans.
Oh, nefarious plans. I always forget about nefarious plans.
So I'm going to cut back to the others. So there's a little bit of tension there between Guardsman Lin and Tian. And Rivaling Torrent he looks super panicked, Night Sky Ming. You're muted, though. Okay. He's looking at you like, Ming. Because they're probably staring at each other like maybe something's going to go down.
We can take this outside, Guardsman Lin.
And I think I'll sort of stop and go, we really need to go look for Jade Saberlawn.
Always distracting me from having some fun.
And I'll pat him on the shoulder and say, we saw how the fun ended earlier. Come on, let's try to get this evening wrapped up. And she sort of looks at Rivaling Torrent and she goes, how did the contest go?
To find the first rounds were positive. I know that Zheng moved on, and such, and some of our people. We will see how things go tomorrow.
Excellent.
Jin's brother seemed pleased with the matter.
And how is Dawning Rose Jin doing?
Why do you ask?
You didn't mention if she
was grounded. She couldn't leave the house at all today.
Oh no, she was grounded.
Yes,
Why?
not allowed. So she couldn't leave the house at all.
Well, then that completely changes my thing. I was starting to suspect, but no, since she couldn't leave the house, I know she wouldn't as a dutiful daughter. So, all right. And I said, well, would you mind assisting us? We need to see if we can figure out where these villains are.
Can you use 2 more hands?
Yes, then yes.
Excellent, because they are formidable fighters. And I will go out the door since I've got some assistance. I will see if I can help Jade Saberlawn.
All right. So let me ask you a question then, Ming. I assume the others are going to follow.
She does anyway.
Okay. Tian?
Yes, I'll go along.
And Rivaling Torrent goes, before you go out the door, goes, is this a good idea, Jen?
I just want to do something.
Okay.
Why else have I done any of this? I'll just sit to the side like I do at home.
And you can tell that he's torn, because at least part of his responsibility is watching out for your household, and you know, you're putting him in a bad position potentially here.
That's true.
Let's have you roll inner conflict on that one.
Okay. And this is also, I roll an
You
element.
choose whatever you want to roll.
Okay, and since I rolled water earlier, does that mean I check it and I can't use it again, or?
No, you. If you fail, one of my options is to have that as one of my part of my move is to have you mark it, but I'll tell you if I do that.
Okay. So this feels like fire.
Okay. Have you roll.
6, 7, 8, 9 plus 1 is, oh no, plus 0. 9.
So
No.
you have a choice here. You can mark that fire to hold yourself steady, or you can retreat from the scene.
Like doing it anyway, even if I know it would put him in trouble. Less steadiness, more impulsiveness.
Yes, absolutely. So marking fire seems like the great way to do that, and you keep yourself, okay, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Right? Maybe that right is at the back of your mind, but it's okay. Let me come back to Ming. Ming, do you want to make a study roll?
Yes.
Okay.
So we know that they must have been recently, arrived to the city, and since they are notorious villains, so essentially, I will be making a study based on that sort of information that since they would have just arrived, that they would have had to make some arrangements and things like that.
Okay.
And yeah, okay. So here goes my roll. I'm going to use. I better say. I will use. Let's see here. Probably water.
Okay. Then roll with water.
All right. So that's a 7.
There's a 7. So that will give you 1 hold plus your bonus hold.
Right.
So you have 2 hold.
Yay for me. So
what are you going to do with that?
Okay. All right, good. And I have a +1. So I think, and I have to look at what my questions are. This is the thing that always slows me down, and I apologize.
There aren't questions.
Oh, yay.
Remember,
all right.
you petitioned me strongly to not have questions.
All right.
Repeatedly.
Yes.
So there are no questions. You can ask a question, find out someone's scale, or declare a fact.
All right. So essentially, I should be able from the guards to determine that they have to be in the warehouse district because they would have had to be moving with like the caravans and that thing, and all of that was through that particular gate over to the warehouse district.
Okay.
And
so you're declaring that you learn of
the warehouse district.
Well, there was a warehouse, that we heard about, that some suspicions and so on, people moving around, and they'll direct you there.
Yeah, like business had to stop.
Right.
Okay.
What is your second declaration or your second question?
Let's see here. I think Oh, I think that the one thing that we know is that it's also the one building that has, let's see here, like its roof is lined up with the wall between the districts and the festival area, so that essentially you could get to the festival stuff without going through the standard checks.
So someone who clearly knew the city, who clearly moved around in the city, who knew how that worked,
yes,
had to have arranged this.
Exactly.
And when you arrive there, you will find that one of the windows is smashed out. There's scattered wood on the street outside. And when you kind of carefully move inside, you can see that there are chairs and tables overturned, a door smashed down, looking like there must have been some kind of conflict, like some warrior fought off a great number of people and escaped.
So we'll follow the trail, because if they all left the building, then they're on the heels of the warrior, I assume.
Well, they've certainly scattered. Let's come back to Jade Saber then on that note. And hopefully we'll see what you're going to do and maybe pull you back together with the group. Jade Saber. Coughing, sputtering.
Yeah, limping. It's very sort of woozy from blood loss. Not doing great. But still got creativity on his side and a new move to make use of. So I need new clothes. These are torn up, covered in blood and river gunk. So I need clothes that are going to fit me into some like obscure, just like uninteresting clan that people won't be looking for me.
And where I assume we see you go over to a bathhouse. Maybe
yes, nice.
Push open a window. We see folded clothing there. Somebody resting in the tub. Oh. What is the name of the inoffensive clan that you belong to now?
Hi. I think Ox Pilgrim. That'll set us in the right direction. Okay. They're a wholly respected, very, very righteous clan. No one would question them being anywhere. They're just simple people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they're Friends of Purity Sword sect. You know, the ones who you stole clothes from and disguised yourself as last time.
What was that? I couldn't hear you over all this river water coughing.
Okay, fair enough. So we will see you lift out. Do you put your dirty clothes in their place, or do you just take the clothing?
Yeah, I think I'll put on the I'll like take the clothes and go off to find some shadowy place to change, and like I'm about to leave, but then I'm fine. And I go like put my dirty, wet, bloody robes back in there, so at least they'll
folded
have something.
Very carefully. Okay. You aching, hurt. You've disguised yourself as a member of Ox Pilgrim. What do you want to do then?
Yeah, I really need help. I don't know this city or don't have any good connections in it right at the moment, so I think I'm gonna go off of what I'm wearing basically, and from somewhere along the way, I'm gonna find a scrap of yellow fabric. And when I get inside of some like Ox Pilgrim building or group of them, basically I'm going to tie it around my arm and go pass out at their feet.
Okay. So we'll come back on that. I think that makes sense that we see this stranger show up, and the Ox Pilgrim people see you kind of come up, and you're wounded and bloody, and they rush up, brother, and they pick you up because you could be from another. I mean, the Ox Pilgrim has places in many different cities.
There's lots of them.
And they'll pick you up and they will carry you inside to be treated there and see to your wounds.
Nice.
Let's cut back to the other three of you. These people have scattered out into the night. It looks like maybe they weren't pursuing their escapee, like they had other goals or other agendas.
Oh, that's not good.
Can you see which way they went? Oh.
Do you want to do a study move?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have you roll.
And I should know for this too, right?
Yeah. We can pick whatever chi you think is appropriate.
Metal.
Okay.
Reflection. That is a 6 plus 2 is 8.
So you get one hold. So you can declare something, major fact-changing thing, or ask a question.
I kind of want to say that we are like down the street. We see Jade Saber Lawn being carried into the building.
Absolutely. That seems like a great declaration. You've kind of moved. You're following the tracks of these people, and you end up coming where some of the clan houses are, and one of the guardsmen will kind of see you and Rivaling Torrent and go, as they're lifting up Jade Saber Lawn, it goes, brothers, there's an injured guard. Someone was attacked. And
yeah, I feel responsibility for this regardless of the uniform that I'm wearing, because like this is also my family.
And they gesture to all of you to come.
We will run to assist.
Okay. Tian,
Mm-hmm.
when she says we all do this, does that include you?
Oh man, yeah, I think so. I want to see who this person is at least.
All right.
I want to make sure I know.
So we will see everybody come in to the household. There are all of these Ox Pilgrim escort young men and women who are, oh, what's going on? Oh, someone attacked one of our brothers, and they're angry, with righteous fury. Even as they carry this person to the doctor that waits on the household here, and no one questions you, Lynn, because there's just so many people here. Tian, you and Ming are kind of at the back, and you three will recognize Jade Saber Lawn as he is put down on the floor. He's wearing very different clothes than he was the last time you saw him. The doctor comes over to treat him, but you will see that he's wearing this yellow scarf around his arm.
Okay.
Oh, doctor, he doesn't need to be treated.
Doctor looks at you. How do you know? Are you a physician?
I know this man. He'll be fine. Just he needs to shrug it off.
I drip blood slowly on the floor.
I do you want to try and convince the doctor to leave?
No, I'm not. I don't want to be back here.
Okay. The doctor will scowl at you and he will say, "I do not know who you are, but you do not know medicine."
Very well. Ming, do you see this? Do you see this bandana on his arm?
Yes, she does.
What's the connection?
I think he put it there.
No, I mean, how did he get it, and how did the farmer have it?
I don't know. Maybe when the doctor brings him back to consciousness, we can ask.
Ugh, I'll try to be gone by then.
Jade Saberlon, you may clear one of your chi.
Oh, good. Can I clear wounded?
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Okay. The guards people here, Rivaling Torrent is on duty, Lynn, and he will turn to you and he goes, I have to go and report in and speak. They will have, because of this, and you're going to go home, right, Guardsman Lynn?
I should.
Okay. He seems, you say that and he's like, okay, I know now. I'm assured that you are not staying with them, that you are going to go home and everything's going to be fine. And he seems eminently relieved and he will head off.
Before he heads off, I'll pull him over and tell him to report that warehouse.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes.
So that nothing can come at the festival from that.
Absolutely. I will tell our masters, and I will go and pass the message to Magistrate Bao.
Good idea.
And so there will be this bit where people all kind of drift off, and the four of you are together with Jade Saberlon kind of coming to.
What? Tigers! Help me! What's happening? Oh, it's. Oh, hello.
Hey. What happened?
Oh, I was attacked viciously on the street by strange. Like, I'm staring at Lynn this whole time. Viciously on the street by strangers. They said they were tigers and they attacked me because of this yellow bandana. Did I mention this bandana that someone outside of the city gave me and said to wear for hostage reasons? People had taken his wife and told him to pay ransom, but he was too scared to do it. So I bravely stepped up and said that like he's trying to spit out this whole story to make sense for why he's here in front of this obviously Ox Pilgrim stranger.
Yeah, do I, like, I know that he's not really Ox Pilgrim.
Yes.
But Jim probably doesn't or wouldn't.
Yeah, because you know Jade Saber, you've met him before.
So I think I listened to this fairly impassively and then just waited for you to keep talking when you finished.
The nice guy Ming is kind of like, okay.
And that's why I fell down in the street, and I'm so glad that my brothers in the Ox Pilgrim Escort Society could find me and tend to my wounds. I am healed, and I must go, but maybe you guys should look for those tiger people in the street. They seem real bad, but I'm just gonna hitch a ride out of town back to the foreign city that I am from.
Lon, you can't lie to save your life.
Who is this Lon? My name is Han. I am Ox Pilgrim Han. Eyes darting back and forth to Lynn this whole time. Like, come on, guys, don't you see there's someone here?
Why are you lying to me?
What? No, I'm not. I am obviously of the same clan as you. Do you not see my outfit?
You say you were attacked, yet there's no blood on your clothing.
That's because of the bandage. That's not because of the bandages. I changed clothes before. I didn't want to be seen ragged in the... This is... Hi.
What is your name?
Lon.
You may have heard of him.
I'm sort of notorious.
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, things are looking up for you, Lon.
Ouch. My arm. It aches.
Okay, after the tiger took you away, where did they take you? What happened? How did you get out of there?
Oh, well, okay, fine. So there was this warehouse, and I was hanging upside down, and then there's a whole dramatic story, and there's an extended fight sequence in the middle. I think there's even, like, cutaway flashbacks to it, and it's way more impressive than it was the first time.
Oh. Oh, we didn't see that much blood on the floor.
They are a devious sect and must have erased all evidence.
All right. So how are you doing?
No, it's good. As long as I don't have to stand up, move, or fight anything, I feel great.
So we do have to get that taken care of if we're going to stop whatever the tigers are up to.
But are they up to something else? What have you found of them?
And she goes, I don't know, but they left that warehouse and they went all different directions. I think they're following up on whatever the plans were before you showed up.
And I think he, like, shoots up out of bed in that way of, oh, that wasn't the best idea to do right now. But he half tumbles over but grabs the jade saber and, like, steadies himself. Okay, let's go.
No, you really need some more medical attention.
What? We don't have time for that. People are being attacked in the streets, and we need to investigate this. Right, Tian?
We need to find you a book.
Oh, this is the most injured he has looked so far, right here, when you say that.
Lon, we still need to get you out of the city, which means getting that book.
Wait, is this all part about a book? Is that what all of this is?
Well, this is... I've been, like I said, looking into the Orphans of Yun, and been trying to find out more about where they went and how my history ties into them.
That's old.
Yes, I think I agree with the tigers is a more pressing matter here currently.
Yes.
Yes.
They must be dealt with immediately.
They both accept the distraction, like, handily when we offer it to them.
Tia is just throwing up his arms.
His arm.
Sorry, excuse me.
Did you want to try to comfort and support Jade Saber? I kind of got the sense that's where you're going for, Ming.
Yes.
Okay, then let's have you roll for that.
All right. I think I will use Earth.
Okay.
So that's caution, focus, and presence. And hopefully the dice will be kind to me one of these times. Yes. They wish him to be better. I got a 10.
Okay.
And so that gives me an 11 total.
So Patrick, you can clear a chi or add a bond. And because you rolled a 10 plus, Sherry, you could clear a chi yourself, ask them a question they must answer, or gain another bond with them.
I think I will gain a bond with him.
Okay.
This seems like something.
I I also really want a bond, but I'm going to go with clearing chi because I really need the chi back.
Yeah, maybe metal. Your fighting style? Oh no, because you don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, I that's we obviously investigation and tracking. That's going to take awareness, so I need my water back.
Okay.
No caution or calculation for me, thank you.
So it seems to me like the four of you are gathering together. Lynn seems to have been brought into the circle here, and you're going to go and look into the matter of these tigers. Try to find them now before they can cause more damage, right?
Yes, and I want to make it very clear that it's because this is rivaling Torrent's assistant. So of course I implicitly trust the assistant.
Okay. Absolutely. Let's take 5,
Okay.
and then we will continue on.
Cool. I'm loving this, lol. This is exactly the sort of like storyline I was aiming for with staying and getting captured last time. I like it.
I'm glad that you're digging it. Oh, coffee. This is a weird week because I have this and then no other games until Friday. So it will be strange.
Yeah, this week's been super crowded, or this weekend rather. Had lots of in the Flesh Great American Novel game.
Oh, how was that?
It was good. I think the system is a little more complicated than what most of us are used to. But like the story is really good.
We are getting a little bit of roboting from you here.
Oh,
You might want to drop out and come back in.
yeah.
We do have Changeling tonight, though, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right. That's the other game I have today.
Okay. I was just, you'd said like this and nothing else till Friday. I was like, but wait.
No, you're right.
We were just talking about on the stairway. I don't know why he said that.
Okay, Tess, is that any better?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. This week I ran The Witcher, pen and paper, tabletop RPG.
How is that?
So, when you go to attack, the opponent rolls a defense roll. You roll an attack roll.
No, fuck that. Hate it already.
If you roll a 1, it explodes low. If you roll a 10, it explodes high on your rolls. So we have to do that as well. Once we've gotten those two rolls, we have to compare those two rolls because there is a certain margin of success. And if you beat it by a certain number, you have one level of crit, but then there's a higher level of crit, or one above that, or one above that. So we have to calculate out those numbers. Then once you've hit, we have to roll hit location. And once we've got hit location will modify both the damage done, because, if you hit him in the head, it does more damage.
Don't say armor roll.
And then we have to look, because we also have to know hit location, because all of your armor is broken down by location. And so we then take the damage that you then roll, we subtract the armor that's there, and that's how many hit points you take. And then you reduce the armor in that location, so your armor deteriorates over time. But if you roll too well, then what you've got is a critical hit. And at that point, those systems kind of go out the board, and now you've got to roll 2d6 to see what your critical hit effect is. And we still do the regular damage, but then there's some additional effects. But also it does some damage that goes through armor that is on top of that.
Well, thanks.
And if you take too much damage, then there's also a stun check that you have to make as well. So
Defense and armor rolls are like at the top of my on notice board for RPGs. I have not the patience for them at this point in my life.
it's really interesting to me. I like running these systems from time to time to go, what is it trying to do? Why is it trying to do it? What is the idea here?
It's trying to make combat painfully slow. It's succeeding.
They actually have, Artalsorian published a video of how to play, and they did the combat, like one turn of combat. Then that took about 12 minutes between two people to explain it. And then that was part 1 of 2. Into the next one, they did another round that had all the critical effects and stuff. Anyway, so my understanding is that the 4 of you want to head out and try and find what's going on with these tigers, what it is that they're doing. Does that seem right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's have. I don't think that we've gotten a roll from Tian for a while. Tian, could I get you to make a study roll?
Yes, I would love to.
Okay. What's your method? How do you study? Is this, I mean, do you have a network of informants? Do you go and talk to the 100 ghosts? Are you just a keen observer of human behavior? Are you a tracker? What do you think that is?
Yeah, I like this idea of informants and 100 ghosts. Maybe especially with like the more nefarious activities that the 100 ghosts does. Maybe we are hooked in with like the impoverished people in the city. So
Sure.
I think that Tian is talking to like the poor people, the vagabonds, and collecting like the rumors and gossip that they make.
Absolutely. Let's have you roll.
Yeah, and I gotta do the actual mechanic. I was like, okay, I'm done.
Here we go. And now I don't need to.
I'm gonna do wood.
Okay.
Patient growth and curiosity, right? Oh, I don't have to roll for the party. Oh, I'm very unprepared.
Copy.
Okay. 2d6 minus 0. Oh, yeah, right. Roll my beautiful lavender dice. I got a 7.
Okay, so you get one hold. So what is it that you want to know?
So yeah, so we're not finding the book. We are working on, what's this, yellow handkerchief? What are these people after?
What these 5 tigers are up to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just want to know that. What's happening in the city? What are these 5 tigers doing?
Okay. So I think we do get this montage of Tian once a valued member of the liquid metal delegates, once a brave member of this clans, and we see him going and talking to various low folks and criminals and things like that, going into backroom mahjong games and that kind of thing to talk. It's maybe a little noir during this. What is Lynn's reaction to this?
I mean, I feel like I would just like let him go off and like definitely not coming with, because like even in disguise, those are not she's ever before.
Yeah. So maybe you wait outside while he goes down into these places?
Like across the street.
Okay. And Tian is doing this. What Jade Saber? What do you think of this?
I mean, it just fits with Tian. Like he's very accepting. He always finds the best parts of people. I think it's why it's been so easy for the 100 ghosts to take him in and like fool him into thinking that they're loyal back to him. But he doesn't see thieves and criminals and degenerates. He sees people in harder circumstances than we've had to live through, and it speaks to this to the nature of his character.
He absolutely.
I probably try explaining that to Lynn, like as we're walking before Lynn like lets me go. I'm like, no, you see, it's a class struggle where the upper class magistrate has developed these labels for people, and it's just a division among society. Poverty doesn't exist. Criminals don't exist.
Absolutely. And so we will see you go, and on that note, go and see the devil crone, and her eye, and she's like, Tian. Yes, what is it you're looking for? What is it you seek? Devil crone knows all.
My lady.
My lady. What do you know?
You could use your all-seeing eye as it watches over the city. There are 5 tigers running wild who wish to know what their prey is.
Ah, only 4 tigers. Only 4 tigers. The 5th tiger. 5th tiger is missing.
Oh.
Yes. But if you would seek the tigers, you should go where they are headed, where they are seeking their prey.
And where is that?
Do you know of the Peony Barge? It is an enormous boat for entertainments. There are bridges and walkways out to it. It used to travel, but now it is at anchor. It is surrounded. People sometimes, if they wish to be discreet about their attendance at the Peony Barge, they will take a boat out to it, so it is surrounded by them. The tigers are seeking someone. And I've heard it through the grapevine that is where they are headed, that their target lies there.
Thank you, wise crone. Your wisdom is beyond ages.
Iron Face Lou is looking for you.
Of course he is. All right. Well, yeah, I guess I'll leave and relay that, and then probably the night sky Ming. I say I have to take care of something. Iron Face Lou has asked for my presence.
Ah, Mr. Lou?
Yes.
Oh, I'll go with you.
What do you know? You don't associate with that sort. And I knew you were with the... But Iron Face Lou?
And she sort of looks at you, and she goes, he's a fine and accomplished sword master. I've been studying with him for the last 3 months, and my skills have improved immeasurably.
Well, he's
Tian
very...
introduced me.
That's one.
No, I'm sure. Like I said, Tian sees past the baseless reputation that people put on others that they view as different. I'm sure there's something redeemable, deep buried in the heart of Iron Face Lou.
And she sort of stops and says, I have heard no one but you speak ill of Iron Face Lou.
Have you talked to anyone but Tian about him?
I'm certain I have. You can see her future as a magistrate bow.
Here, Lon. Lynn, why don't you escort us?
Yeah,
We will have a reputable guard of the Ox Pilgrim there.
Well, I think I've kind of paused a little further along, and I don't think I know what is going on with Iron Face Lou, so I'm like, wait, are we going to the barge?
And I was wondering, Lowell, if this would push towards an inner conflict with trying to just swallow this and go to see him.
I do think so.
Flexibility. Yeah, wisdom and flexibility, bigger picture.
Okay.
No, not bigger picture. 5, smaller picture.
All right. So I'm going to take that hard move. So let me pick it up right now, and I want to watch you I'm going to put it over here on the shelf, okay?
I hate that fucking right shelf there. So much. That goddamn shelf.
I know. And I think you're going to have to mark that chi.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you're gritting your teeth, like you are visibly upset.
This is great. Yeah, we're just going to go talk to Lou. That's what we'll do.
It is lucky that the household of Lu is on the way to the barge. It does not take you too far off the beaten path. And it looks like it might have been an upscale place at one time, like an upscale merchant, but it is somewhat fallen into disrepair. Um, and it's got like an antique style shop, but there's like cobwebs on things, and it has that kind of a disused look to it. But he has a courtyard in back, and that's where you've trained before, Night Sky. And you all will come in, and you will see Iron Face Lu come out from the back room. And he was struck many years ago by a blow, which cut off the nerve endings in his face. So his face is always completely still. When it's just his mouth moving, he doesn't squint. Eyebrows don't go up. It's just stoic during the whole thing when he's talking to you. Even when he's angry, never gives away anything in his face. And he will say, Tian, it is good to see you.
You as well, Master Lu.
I am well heartened that you have arrived.
With an unfortunate entourage, but I am here.
Not unfortunate. It is good to see you, Night Sky.
I'm sorry we have interrupted you so late in the evening.
No, I wish to speak to Tian about the job that he had been set to earlier. Were you able to check on the price of silk?
Yes. The
cheap or dear?
Cheap.
Then we will have to buy a large amount.
Buy? Is that what we're calling it now?
Jade Saber Lawn. As I live and breathe. What has brought you back to this city?
Information has brought me back to this city. Has brought me here are the word of two people whose trust I fear you abuse.
Lon, you speak out of turn.
Of course. We're here as guests in this fine, upstanding man's house to speak of silk purchases and assassin clans, as any fine, upstanding gentleman of the city would do. Like,
how is your master, Bonecracker Non?
She remains dead, killed by the Stormcloud assassin, as you know.
The Stormcloud assassin, who also trained you and took my friend Tian's arm.
Yes, it has made me keenly aware to the manipulations of evil masters plying their way with unsuspecting students.
Listening intently to all of this, by the way, I feel like this could maybe be put to use somewhere down the road.
But like,
he says, well, I have not caused my friend to lose their arm, as you have.
No, you simply ask him to give up his soul. I have this bad idea that I definitely want to fight Lu, but I can't just attack him in front of Tian. So I was wondering if I could push on like a hearts and minds and try and convince him to attack me.
Absolutely. Let's have you Make that roll.
All right. It's a 10.
And he says, I have had more than enough of your insults in my house. And he picks up a brush, like a big calligraphy brush. And he says, show me what your jade sword style can do.
I pull out my sword and like just whip the sheath off, and it like lands on the ground over there. I will show you the righteousness of the jade saber style.
And he holds up his brush, dripping with ink. Well then. Gestures for you to come at him.
Oh yeah, I totally take the bait. I come in slashing hard.
Absolutely. When you fight someone above your scale,
What now?
you lose the conflict.
Okay, but what happens in this fight?
I might in the middle of this if it's like going really badly.
Well, let's see how this works, and we'll have you interrupt. Let's have you roll with your ability there.
Well, I can't use my fighting style because it's marked, but I do have fearless fighters.
That you do.
And a lot of chi marked. So
that is true. So true.
I'm rolling with a +3. I've got my prodigy going as well.
Yeah, 3d6.
Oh, that's tabs. Too many tabs.
All the tabs.
That is a 13.
Absolutely. So he's got this brush, and he is not like actually doing you any damage, but each time he comes in and he puts another mark on your clothing, another character. So tell me what I mean. What does this look like from your end? How is it that you lose without losing as much face? Is it that Lynn steps in, or what?
Yeah, I think I was taking this like out in public challenge over honor thing, and it was getting to me. My emotions were getting over me, and that's okay. Yeah, I start going through the motions and building up the Stormcloud Assassin style, the 1,000 Tears of Buddha or whatever. This dark evil style that like the light in the room starts to dim. And I think that may be when Lynn steps in and stops me from just going way overboard on this situation.
Lynn, does it seem good to you? What do we see you do? Is that okay?
Well, it's going to move, but if he's not actually being harmed, I don't know if it would still apply. Unless this is using this like evil technique would be considered a threat to himself.
I mean, I would consider it a threat to me, sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
this
actually,
is not the path Land
let's
wants
have
to
you
go
roll
down.
Here. What do you want to roll the Legend of the Mountain with?
Earth, I think.
Okay.
Caution and focus.
And in these moments, what I do is I actually step in front of Tian to make sure that he doesn't get harmed in any of this, because he always seems to take the worst brunt of it.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that is a 4. Plus 2 is 6.
Now, do you have any bonds you want to burn?
Pilgrim Bureau. I burned the one with Night Sky Ming. don't know if that really apply here.
Tell me how. I mean, you are wearing the clothing of the Ox Pilgrim Escort Bureau, as is.
Oh, so is he.
Yes. He's about to seriously embarrass them.
Well, I mean, yeah, that might be the excuse. Like, it is clear that everyone knows he is not acting with the Ox Pilgrim Escort Bureau. Yeah, can we do that?
Okay. Yeah.
I did.
So he is just finishing up, and you see that Lon is getting ready, and Lou is like, when he sees Lon getting ready to show this Buddha strike, Lou is getting like, his eyes start to just a little narrow there, as much as it can. Like, this is something that he wants to see. And you step in the way to like get in Lon's face, so he has to kind of stop. And it's at that point that, do you think is it the brush or Lon's sword that knocks the hat off?
Lon's sword would be more dramatic.
Okay. And he cuts the hat in half, like cuts it so it falls away, and your hair spectacularly comes, glistening down in soft focus.
Oh, your breath intake is not half so loud as Ming's.
You're a woman.
And I think, like, I just, like, having, like, firmly placed myself in between them, just like, stop this. We have other business.
And Lou, beautiful. Lou puts his brush back down on the table.
Panting, Lon will slowly lower the jade saber to his side till it just like thunks heavily onto the point on the ground.
My apologies, dear lady.
I seem to have let my tongue and my injuries get the best of me.
You have.
I, too, apologize, Dawning Rose.
Let's have no more of this.
Dawning Rose, Lou says.
Ah, damn it.
Your brother's festivities are quite the talk of the town.
I'll let him know you have appreciated him.
There's no need to bring my name up anywhere else, and I will not bring your name up anywhere else. I'm sure you have various business, Tian, to take care of with your compatriots. We will tend to the sulks later.
Of course, Master.
Night Sky Ming, I hope this demonstration has taken the place of our weekly lesson.
I have learned much.
I will go then. And he moves to go back into the back room and sort of allow you to leave.
This is a foolish side quest. Come.
And we'll look down, and Lon, you'll realize that he didn't quite get the chance to finish the character for Fool on your clothing.
So it's
else instead.
It like says goat or something like that.
I angrily like strip off the outer layer, the like very Ox Pilgrim sort of outer robe there. Toss it to the ground.
Pick that up.
Oh, damn it. I awkwardly and very stiffly pick it back up and sort of hand it over to you. Not
Your
quite
parents
shoving it in your
um,
arms. Yes, I suppose I'll get it clean, too.
Let me ask you, Donning Rose, do you have another hat, or do you have something to tie your hair up, or are you going to...
I can't walk around like this. No.
Right.
Does the Oxbow Pilgrim uniform that Jade Saber Lawn have a hat?
Absolutely. Take his hat.
Donning Rose, it's like you're a whole new person.
Oh. I think Night Sky being, now that we're out here, she's kind of like, and she will stop and go, why didn't you tell me?
There wasn't a time. You were close to my family.
Exactly. Close to you, Donning Rose. You.
It's the people we are closest to that we must sometimes keep secrets from.
Something bad could have happened.
Yeah, this is really bad, Night Sky Ming. This is a person that you thought was your friend, but clearly didn't trust you enough. Can I have you roll inner conflict?
Yes. So I hate inner conflict so much. I want to make this super clear.
Absolutely.
I will. I will go with water, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Yikes. That gives me an 8.
So you can choose to mark water or flee away from your compatriots here.
There's a point where she really looks like she's going to, like she starts to back away, and then she stops herself and she kind of goes, we'll make sure nothing bad happens. And she goes, but don't do this again.
We see a brief flashback to the last book and the shot of your dear friend Perfect Mist leaving you, running away with her bandit queen mother. Another betrayal by another friend.
I cannot do it twice.
Tian, what's your take on all this?
I think as we're walking along, I'll come up beside Donning Rose Jen, and I'll say, Jen, I know what it's like to have to wear disguises.
It's a choice that I've made to allow myself to do this, but thank you.
Sometimes we have to maintain those separate identities. Ideally, one day we can be who we truly are.
I fear that day is very far off for me.
It could be sooner than you think, though. I know.
Do you know something?
I know that the work the 100 Ghosts does may not seem honorable, but it is truly for the good of the people. And with your support.
What I've seen here today has not convinced me of that.
Oh, you saw Lon, a fool, a mere mook himself, get cast down by...
What have I told you about that word?
Lon, please, I'm having a conversation.
You're just trying to indoctrinate someone else into your cult.
I have that Blade Heart move, and obviously Jen is not a villain, but I very much like this idea that I'm trying to like.
You're trying to do that. Okay.
I don't know if it's appropriate for a role, but I just like that idea.
I don't think it's appropriate for a role,
Hmm.
unless you want to like try to do hearts and minds on her.
Yeah, I'm up for that. I feel okay with it, Sarah. Because yeah, I think I really do like wanna. I have this like rosy view of the 100 Ghosts and what I'm doing.
What is it that you want her to do?
I think it's just small right now. I think I would like Jen as a representative of the Ox Blood Pilgrims to like not speak negatively, or Ox Blood Pilgrims, Ox Pilgrim Escort. I would like her to not speak negatively of the 100 Ghosts.
Okay, let's have you roll. What do you want to roll with?
I think it's fire. That passion, this
Okay.
like, and we're enriching lives of people. Ooh, that's an 11.
All right. So he's talking very well about the 100 Ghosts, about how they opened up his life and gave him the opportunities that he didn't have. And he's apologizing. He's painting Lon in a bad light, and he would like you to have a more positive image. Do you think that's something that you would do?
I mean, he and I, like, I feel I've promised to protect him. So, like, in that sense, I already view him in a positive light. And at the very least, I can acknowledge what they have done for him, or the impact they have had on his life, let's say.
I think that's enough for Tian. You can mark experience then. So yeah, mark XP for listening to Tian.
That will probably be your downfall, and I'm very sorry for that.
And we will cut from that to the group of you arriving at the dockside. There are various ships there, but there's sort of an open area where there are like a dock that has collapsed, but there are a series of hammered in posts and these makeshift bridge out to this enormous boat that is decorated with lanterns and lights and all kinds of colored, beautiful things there, just gorgeously decorated, all kinds of colors and silks and banners. And there are dozens of smaller boats around it with essentially ladders down to there. And it's like this little boat city that is out there in the bay.
Question. Is this like a pleasure barge kind of deal? Or like, would this be a place that it would be okay to be seen going?
You probably don't want to be seen as yourself here.
Or even as an Ox Pilgrim escort bureau person?
Nice. I imagine that there are those of the Ox Pilgrim that go here, probably a little more quietly. It's, as a guard, your reputation and honor are a little bit less important than, say, upper level people that go in with hoods on until they arrive and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, nonetheless, because I am a cautious person, I want to like take off whatever like identifying clothing I'm wearing.
You can turn your coat inside out and change the sash and look like a generic member of the Wulin. So how do you just want to head on in, or what? What do we see? Taking a more cautious approach? Do you have a plan, Sherry?
Oh, let's see here. I think that it makes sense. You said that there were the posts and the bridge. Would it be possible for us to stay outside of the light, but Lightfoot over there, so that we could, Yeah, so that essentially we could get there unobserved, and essentially what it is since we can see some of the like big light sources from where we are here, we'll talk. Essentially, we'll just plan to like kind of split up in pairs, go and scout, and then meet back at a given set of posts to confer. So that's my plan.
That's perfect. Well, and you have a move for that.
Yes, I do. So if you guys stick to the plan, Lon, you we all get a +1 going forward.
Well, let's have you roll to see if that happens. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Rolls. Boo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's essentially generate hold that you can use.
All right. I was remembering a different move from another game. I apologize. So essentially I'm going to roll now, and I'm adding water to it.
Okay.
So that's a 9.
So you get 2 hold. You
All
can
right.
spend that hold throughout the plan to give somebody +1 forward, to clear a chi, or produce needed items.
Okay, so can I clear a chi from beforehand that has occurred? I'm going to spend 1 now to give Lon at least 1 of his chi back. And, you know,
I appreciate that.
Since you're the most crippled up person ever right now. So, wow.
I will clear my water again.
All right.
Okay.
So we've got a +1 should we need it.
All right. So you said pairs. Who is going with whom?
Well, I think that's pretty obvious. I mean,
Yes, it is, because right now I'm sort of thrown off by Jin. So I'm actually going to grab Lon by the ear. And
Wait, what?
he's going with me.
wait, but I was where are we? Hold on.
I know, exactly.
I couldn't agree more, Ming. Your planning is perfect.
Yeah, like we were talking together anyway. I assumed.
No, but ow.
So we'll see the 2 groups. We'll see you move a little bit along the bridge and then light foot out to one of the furthest out boats, and then to another, kind of make your way over quietly, keeping under cover. And then we cut to the deck. Oh, I know a ship name, a ship term. There we go. The deck of the ship, broad and wide, and decorated with flowers and silks, and there's all kinds of things around. There are stairs going down, but there's like a little equivalent of a bar where they're serving drinks and food and things like that, and they've got people up above that are dropping like little confetti petals and things to have that atmosphere just going on perpetually. And you can sneak yourselves aboard. I think that's not a problem. So let's start with Tian and Jin. What is it that you 2 want to do once you've snuck aboard this entertainment ship?
Well, I don't know what the 5 tigers look like. So I kind of let you take the lead, I think.
Okay.
You know what we're looking for.
So maybe Tian, do you want to do a study?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
And you could conceivably then, Jin, do a support action and help them out.
How do I do that?
So what you would do is you would choose a chi to roll with, and you can support them. If they need the +1, then you can give it to them. If you make it, if they don't need it, you can just mark a bond with them, essentially that you're helping them out.
Okay, that would fit.
Yeah.
The function anyway.
I got a 6.
So let's see you successfully roll here. Hang on 1 second.
My medal did not see me through.
Yeah, I think I want to roll metal 2. Yeah, okay. So, and I just roll 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 10 plus 2
Plus.
is 12. So did you add a +1?
Yes, I think
Okay.
that's what I said. Bump it up barely to 7. We're gonna find these tigers.
So you've got 1 hold then.
Oh yeah, and we get a bond.
What do you think, Tian? What's your question?
Yeah.
And let me ask you this. How
Hmm.
much of your it takes a thief slipping through things do you think Jin sees in the course of this?
Oh, that's interesting.
You
I
did
guess.
tell me all about your guild.
Well, you get like this insight into my thief persona. I think Jen sees all of it, right? Because we're hopping along, and maybe maybe that's I'm like finding those right little like nooks and crannies and cracks. I'm like just the right door and just the right window, or whatever, as we're hopping from the boats onto the main ship.
He looks like he knows about breaking in and sneaking around. Like, wow.
Sort of exciting.
If we have to go through any doors or windows, like he just knows which ones are unlocked.
Yeah.
Uncanny.
Supernatural
So I'm
senses.
impressed. And also, okay, yeah, don't want to get on his bad side. Because
So-
he has information that he could use.
What is your study question?
My study question. I'm trying to think of an interesting way to frame it.
Please.
Because I kind of want to bring in the three-legged hound persona. So I'm thinking like maybe the way, because I just want to, the goal is like I want to suss out the tigers.
Okay.
And I really want to tie it to like me spreading a rumor that like the three-legged hound is going to strike tonight. So I don't know how.
So maybe you want to find out who the tigers are looking for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to frame it.
Okay.
Who are the tigers looking for?
So you do see the tigers around, moving around, and they are like talking. They're not nearly as subtle or as smart or as charming as you. So they're sort of brute force, you know, like, we've seen it. And you will realize, you know, that there is a person down in the very much the VIP big room at the back of the ship, he said, not knowing what you call that. And that is there that at the stern that whoever is in that room, you know, just from what you're picking up from the tigers, is likely to be the person that they're looking for. Does that seem like a fair answer?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
I think with Jen there, maybe we're like circulating around whatever like light party this is. I think I
Are we
would.
getting close, do you think, or staying in the shadows still?
Oh, I was picturing it like we're mingling. Dion's certainly mingling and like has a drink and was like eating snacks. But I would come back to you and I'd say, Lynn, considering where this target is, it might be better if you were your true self.
If my family found out I was here
But you would have so much more
this
access.
time, they would be very displeased. I understand what you mean, but I am reluctant.
sometimes we must push before we can pull. Beyond trying to come up with a wise saying.
Let me cut from that over to Lon and Ming. What are you doing?
We're moving around. We are using the darkness. We're trying to go carefully. When we first sight one of the tigers, I stop. I put my hand on Jade's arm and I say, under no circumstances should you engage the tigers. You're too beat up. However, they will be anxious to beat the heck out of you. So if you just serve as a distraction and pull a couple off, but stay out of their reach, that should work excellently. It will allow us to take them on one by one.
That all sounds entirely reasonable. I think Lon's interested in arguing about Iron Face Lou.
Wait, what? That's not what we're talking about.
No, but that should be what we're talking about. How
You put your fingers on your lips.
you're betraying you? How could
we
you?
have all the time in the world after this for you
Time
to
for
tell
him
me
to
about
trick
your
you. Fine.
another day.
Another day, another hour, maybe.
We'll see how good you are at this.
So, are we doing a study move from your end of the
Yeah.
ship then?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So let's have one of you roll, and the other can do that comfort and support to assist.
Why don't you do the comfort and support because that won't hurt you at all? And I will do the study move.
Okay.
Aw, I'm hurt by your doubt in me. I can hurt myself no matter what I do.
You are pretty good at it. Okay, so I'm going to roll with water again.
Absolutely.
I got a 10.
Okay. And what did you roll, Patrick?
Go with water as well. I got a 7.
Okay. So you can have her clear chi, or you can add a bond.
It's up to you, but you've already got a bond with me, so maybe chi.
Do I have any chi I need to be healed? I don't think I do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I do. Or no, I don't. I never messed up water. That's weird.
Right.
I've been using it. Okay. So anyway, I must have checkmarked it by accident.
Take another bond then.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
Can we have 2 bonds with
Yeah,
each
you
other?
can have multiples.
All right. Awesome.
So tell me, what are your questions? You get 2 questions.
Okay. Or 2 declarations.
Or 2 declarations. Yes, you could do that as well.
Okay. I will declare one thing.
Okay.
We do see that the tigers also seem to have had the brilliant plan of splitting themselves into 2 pairs.
Yes.
And of the pair that's by us, one of them has gotten himself rather drunk.
Okay. Yes, you will see that Burning Tiger, he's paired with Ocean Tiger, has clearly drunk more than he should have, and is a little more easily distractible. And Ocean Tiger seems like he's maybe kind of upset, arms crossed, like this is not his scene at all. So yeah, so that seems fair.
All right.
What's your second question and or declaration?
And I think my second question is clearly, what are they looking out for? What is their purpose here?
They are here because whoever this person is one of the messengers that they missed that clearly has like the other part of the decoder.
Oh, that Jin has the one part of.
Yes. And there, because they see it, we got to get that other part. That's the only way to, we've got to, or else the other things aren't worth anything. We've got to find that other half. then we got to find the first half. And I thought I had it, and then we found it, you know, and they're muttering about that. And Ocean Tiger's like, shut up. And you will see them, like, they see a signal across this great big room. I can't imagine, like, we're in kind of an enclosed big, you know, gallery room, like a tavern and stuff, and they get the signal clearly from Steel Tiger and Wooden Tiger, and these two begin moving towards the stern. Like, maybe they kind of know where their target is and they're heading that way. You are muted. So quiet.
Is there a way or point in time where they are going to step into darkness and we could attack them there?
We'll find out.
All right.
Okay, but you are following with the intent to try and attack them quietly?
Yes, I would like to waylay them because I'm thinking I've seen how having the right hat on is so effective as a costume.
It's very true.
Yes.
And I would like a chance to get at Steel Tiger eventually.
So, Jin, you and Tian have kind of he's figured out where this target is, and you two kind of are back towards the stern, and you will see these two figures that Tian points out to you. They are both Zhanghu Wulin warriors, but you're like, oh, I would have guessed that they were tiger, because they're both wearing tiger skins, and you're like, oh, there's the giveaway. And you will see Steel Tiger, you know, kind of putting on his claws, and Wooden Tiger, and they're both moving towards the target area.
Jen, we must move fast.
Yes, but killing them in this place. Too many eyes.
Well, we could try to draw them away.
Any ideas?
Can we pose as tigers and say the target has moved?
I don't think that's reasonable in the fiction. I don't think you have a disguise move, and I don't think you have tiger skins.
No, that's very true.
Especially since there are only 4 of them now.
Oh,
see
here we go.
the other two tigers?
Yeah, you can see the other two, Burning and Ocean Tiger. They're a ways back, and probably the camera will shift so you can see that Lan and Ming are shadowing them. Like,
Okay.
they've got those
How
two.
far back are they?
Maybe about halfway down the length of this hall, this great big entertainment hall.
So decently.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is that we go and tell them that one of their members is making a fool of himself. He's getting very drunk, and you should go take care of it.
Well, the person they haven't seen and don't know is you, Jin.
Yes, I'm just like this anonymous person.
Yeah. So you wish to go and stop them and say something of that sort? Does that seem right?
I'll show you where he is. I'll lead you to him.
All right. Let's have you roll Hearts and Minds.
So choose the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. This feels like Earth.
Okay.
Caution, presence. That's a 5, 6, 7.
7. So I think you make them hesitate. They and I'm going to give you +1 on going against them. But they're kind of like, they kind of look back. They do see that they're drunk, but they're like getting forward to this is more important to them. But they kind of give you a little bit of an opening. So you delay them for a bit, but they are kind of pushing past. Tian, what do you want to do? Jin has certainly kind of made them hesitate, put them a little bit off balance, but they're still moving towards their target.
I think maybe what I do is I take that brief moment when no one is looking at me, and I'm gonna slip on my mask.
Okay.
And then
Tian is gone.
The three-legged hound is going to wreak some havoc. Maybe I just like try and steal something off one of them, so I can like lead them off.
Oh, okay. So, let's have you roll hearts and minds to do that.
Okay. How am I feeling? What am I cheating? Well, it's fire for sure.
Okay, let's have you roll.
Let's see. 9. It's a 10.
So you grab, like, one of these tigers has what's clearly like some papers, and suddenly there's this masked thief next to you, Jin, and pops up, grabs these papers, and runs, towards the back, towards some shadows, and these two tigers go chasing after him. No, God, what the orders! And they go running, and you can follow behind. Essentially, Steel Tiger is coming after you. Wooden Tiger's a little slower, so it looks like potentially you guys can, if you want to take them on here in the shadows, you can do that. You two back there will see Burning Tiger and Ocean Tiger see some commotion, and they kind of move off to the side, like they want to be sneaky about this, and they go into the shadows.
Perfect.
So what is it that you want to do? Do you want to take on one of these tigers, Sherry?
Oh, yes.
Which one? A Burning Tiger or Ocean Tiger?
I suppose Ocean Tiger, simply because I'm hoping that Burning Tiger will be a little easier for Lon to stay ahead of.
Okay.
He's a dear friend. I don't want anything bad to befall him.
That's fine with me. Anyways, I remember some particularly unnecessary kicks to the head from Burning Tiger.
So let's start with the three-legged fox. You will run them down into one of these servants' halls where they're out of sight. And then what do we see you do when they get to you? When Steel Tiger comes rushing at you, tell me how you fight them. You pull your fan out, Tian?
Yes.
All right. And I assume you have a fan that you use when you're Tian and a fan that you use when you're the hound?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Then when you fight a foe that is on your scale and you have broken them up, you've drawn them off from each other so they can't get their level to be able to fight you as a higher scale. So this is a foe that is on your level. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, I think I'll just engage them, right?
Okay.
I'll try to knock them out.
So what do we see? What does your fan work look like here in this kind of close quarters?
Yes, I was thinking of, especially as a three-legged hound.
He's got these claws that are coming in at you.
I think I don't unfold the fan, and so I'm just like tapping away the claws or trying to, and Yeah, I think it's just like because it's so close quarters, I think it's just like a series of smacks. I'm just going to smack him enough.
Yeah, he can't quite get the reach with the claws, and you're trying to strike him at the vital points. Let's have you roll. Let's see if that works.
Yeah. It's fire, right? Okay, yeah. 2d6. Oh my gosh, there's a 13.
13. And you're not going to kill him, are you?
No, it doesn't knock him out.
Okay. So you show mercy, so you're going to get to mark XP. Okay. And even as that's happening, as you're, the fan is going in, he's trying to get, and because you're not taking him seriously, he's getting more and more angry. Probably gets his claw caught in one of the walls, and then you can just hit him across there, and he'll start to collapse. Tell me, Jin, you see Wooden Tiger see his comrade getting attacked, and he begins to rush towards him. What do you do? What do we see of you?
Well, I would like to come up behind him and just like hit him once, like really hard in the base of the neck.
Absolutely. You've got +1 ongoing. So roll your fighting style with a +1. He's on your scale. So almost no chance this could go horribly wrong.
So that is middle. That is a 6 + 2 + 1 is 9.
9. So with a 9.
I'm thinking maybe if it might not be necessary, but I could use the bond with Tian because like we are involved in this fight together, and like if he gets out.
Absolutely. If you do that, it is a single wicked stroke on the back of this. And this is a big tiger guy, and you're not that big, but we probably see you come up. And where do you hit them that just drops them like a sack of potatoes?
Just like the base of the skull, just like one, like the hilt of my sword.
Yeah, we see that shot from the front as eyes get wide, and then and we see you standing behind. And you're not killing them this time?
And not if Tian isn't.
Okay, get to mark XP then. Let's cut back to Jade Saber Lon.
Hey.
Burning Tiger's there. He's sort of at the back. He's your assigned target. Do you want him to see you before you take him down?
I really do.
Okay. Then there'll be that moment where you kind of come up and he's like, I know you. Wait.
I think that's when the sword whips out.
Okay. So he is on your scale, even in his drunken state, but he is definitely split apart from his comrade.
Yeah, so I'm coming in. It's Fearless Fighters again. It's rage and passion, and I know I got to get this over quick because otherwise I'm just gonna fall down again. I feel real tired.
Okay.
Ooh. That's a 10 though.
That 10 plus, look at that. So you don't cause collateral damage and make a huge amount of noise from your ability. Are you showing this? Are you showing this guy mercy?
No, I don't have Tian staring at me here.
Right through him. Goes to get his weapon out, and you have run him through even before he can act.
More importantly, before he could make a noise.
Okay, perfect. And meanwhile, tell me how you descend on Ocean Tiger and take them out, Ming.
I wait for that moment when Burning Tiger has sort of missed his step and he's not shoulder to shoulder with Ocean anymore, or like just behind where, Ocean has had that sense of Burning Tiger being like right behind him. And as soon as he sort of gives me that space, I show up right where Burning Tiger should have been, and I walk along with him for a bit until I can get the place. And then I just pretty much bring my hilt up to hit him just below the ear on his head. Is my plan.
And there is that moment when he's walking along and he's sharp, and you see he is at the water, the awareness, and you see him, he like hears your footsteps, and he's like, and then realizes it's a different cadence to the feet, and then you strike. Let's have you roll.
Okay, and of course I'm using my style, which is wood. So
okay.
Sorry. So I get a 9, 10, 11.
Oh yeah, and you're showing mercy.
Oh yeah.
And he starts to go to turn, and he is down on the ground. And I think, given that you drew these tigers off to these separate places, you'll be able to tie them up very quickly, and kind of conceal them in like a storage room for the time being. Does that seem reasonable?
Yes, this tying
Except
and
for
storing.
the one that's dead.
Well, if Jade handles them, we wouldn't even know.
Yeah, I mean, there's closets everywhere, right?
Yeah. So you've got these tigers captured. And I assume you're going to go down to find the person that they were looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we will see you come down to that room at the end, and we will throw open that door. Oh, hang on a second. Let me take that hard move down. Okay. And
Shelf.
you will see there are pillows scattered around, rice wine bottles, all that kind of thing. And you'll see that there is like a goods, like a backpack of goods. There's kind of like thrown out, scattered out on the floor there. And you'll see that the back window is open, kind of propped open. You'll see this guy. He's dead. And you will see this woman who looks up. You will recognize her as the one of the assassin sisters, the one that you fought before. And she looks down at the stuff like she didn't get a chance to get something. And she will see there's 4 of you. And she leaps and she's gone. But Jin, you've seen this before. You already have one of these. So you look down in and amongst the things that are strewn out there, and you will see the other half of that medallion.
And I pull the first half from my pocket, because obviously I brought it with me.
Yes.
And just there's a close-up of like the 2 halves coming out of either side of the screen, and then they just meet in the middle.
And that's where we go to black for today's session. Nice end moment there. Let's do end of session. So let's start. Sherry.
Yes.
Let's look at your entanglements.
Yes, I got entangled.
Okay.
I'm full of sadness now.
Yes.
I don't understand why.
I think you get, I don't think we did the sedate row. We didn't have a chance for that. But I think you get the full 3 points for the Dawning Rose Gin.
Okay.
And then Jade Saberlon, I think we've got 4 points for you. We had Tian shut you down repeatedly.
And I made sure to bring out that storm cloud thing in front of him just to dig at it a little further.
Absolutely. And I think Dawning Rose, I think there's 4 points for you, 3 for your highlighted one. We definitely saw you try to stick with Tian and see your concern over that. And we definitely saw Rivaling Torrent on there. And you worried about that sort of unspoken love, but you put him in danger, but you push through. So 4 points.
Where do I put these?
Oh, XP is right up next to your wound tracks.
It's a drop down.
That means I get an advance.
Yep. So and then the 1 will carry over. And then Tian, I don't think we saw 9 blossoms, but we did see you reject Jade Saber repeatedly. So I'll give you the point for that. And we'll definitely get the 3 points for Iron Face Lou. How does that sound? So 4 points for you.
Thanks.
Thank you all very much. You have the decoder. You've taken the tigers out. You know sort of what's going on. Hopefully you'll be able to put this together next time. Does that seem fair?
Excited.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. I'm going to stop the broadcast.
Wait. Before
Yes.
you do, Sarah, are you going to be there next time?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, we'll have a little continuity there, and yes, we will carry on with the start of this, and you can question the tigers. You've stolen their orders, and you have the decoder, so you have a number of pieces of evidence that can lead you to find out who is behind this. You all have suspicions, but we will see. All right, I'm going to stop the broadcast now.